if they were to release new content and still base it within this like setting and not do 50 Years War, then I'd be very interested to see the events between chapters 1 and 2. The Explorer Therapy. I hope they make a sequel to this game. I always wanted to know more about Prince Orinus. I like to imagine Rams and the team smuggled him to another country. I like to imagine that they hid the boy to Ramonda. That is interesting. I will admit that I'm not super well versed on the lore and the world events, but I do believe that knowing the backstory and the lore enhances the experience. Like, knowing that context enriches the story battles and the dialogue, and it really fleshes out the game. So I think it's worthwhile looking into this stuff if ever you're like feeling like things are coming across as a little flat, because there's a lot of depth to this world, and the designers have done a great job of adding in little details, but they kind of make you work for it. Keeping it real, how's it going? Someone debunked that because of the timeline of the game only being like 18 months. But 18 months? I was under the impression it was like years and years that Ramza spent as like a mercenary. Or the events between chapter 1 and 2 were like 10 years difference. 18 months seems rushed. Yeah, interesting tidbit. Thanks for sharing. Gafgarian's corpse is still here. We stole his blood sword, and then we just beat up his sad, tattered body. The student has indeed become the master. I didn't realize that Ramza was being tutored by Gafgarian. I thought it was just kind of like... I mean, Gafgarian knew who Ramza was. He knew it was Ramza Beowulf, yeah? So he's probably like, yeah, okay, if you really don't want to be a noble, man, sure, come on board. It's probably the case, but like, you know, at what point does Gafgarian like, this boy is going to be more trouble than what he's worth? Like, he's got training, so it's not like you need to work too hard to like get him up to speed as a mercenary. You know, he knows how to fight already. He's not gonna be a liability in that way, but just like, will his name in an age where, you know, your name means everything, will that get him in trouble? So yeah, it's definitely an interesting, like, if they were to release new content and still base it within this like setting and not do 50 Years War, then I'd be very interested to see the events between chapters 1 and 2. Oh, come on, you can do this. There you go, good job. Dude, I think this is the first time I've killed all the units before Gafgarian died. Wow, this is crazy. I beat the stage before Gafgarian disappeared. I don't think I've ever done that.